Okay, so I've just about finished untangling my bridle, and I'm going to try to put it on her. This is that 5 minutes that I took to get it all straightened out. And you're going to see that she really doesn't like the bit. This is the second time I've been successful getting the bit in her mouth. And the last time we did it was June the 7th. And this is August the 8th. So it's been a couple months. And since I've worked with this horse, we haven't had the bit in our mouth for a couple months. So you can see she's trying not to have to put it on. She's throwing her head a little bit and giving me a little bit of a hard time. Remember, this is only the second time she's ever had it in her mouth. And there it goes. That wasn't too bad at all, I don't think. I was so happy to see that happen. And I gave her don't know if I did right here, but it pretty quickly gave her a little bite of grain, but it's hard for her to chew, of course, with a bit in her mouth, but I gave her a little bit. And what I'm doing now is I'm just making all kinds of adjustments. I started to tell you earlier that the halter she has on is way too big for her, and I'm just using it because the one that fits her has a rolled noseband and stuff, and it's too thick to be underneath a halter. I mean a bridle. I want the halter that's under my bridle to be thin and unobtrusive. I don't want it to have any knots or anything that's going to put pressure on her beyond what the bridle does. So this is an English bridle, so it has a noseband. You can see she's still wiggling her mouth around. I believe I gave her a treat there in there somewhere. I thought I did. But anyway, we're getting it all adjusted. And she's learning to just kind of stand there. She's not doing too much clamping her mouth around and carrying on. The bit in this bridle is also a little bit too wide by about a half an inch. I have a full cheek snaffle that fits her little Arabian mouth that I'll put on this bridle next time I put it on her. And we're just doing a lot of adjustments because this bridle's been worn by a different horse who had a much larger head than she does. She's got that little Arabian head. She's such a sweetheart. Look at her. Just stand there with that bridle on. I'm so proud of her. I'm adjusting it on this side now. I've got to take it up, get it to fit right. Get it off, get her forelock fixed, and give her another little treat. Again, she has trouble chewing with the bit, as you can imagine. But at least give her the idea that this was a good thing that she did. She's like, what can I eat it? I'm going to think in my mouth. So now we're all done. I've given her a lot of praise. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with her. This is just great. I have been discouraged about this horse because she's been so resistant to everything. She's just doing really well. I've done a lot of bonding in the last couple of months because I'll come out and feed them mostly, and I fed them every day, twice a day during the month of, I think it was May, and that bonded us quite a bit, that I was doing that, taking care of her and feeding her. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to try to take it off. And it's very important when you're trying to take the bridle off that you don't yank it across their teeth. So she just didn't want to really let go. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know I was trying to get her to let go of it. So I'm having to wiggle it a little bit, and we're just working on trying to, let's see, I'm pulling she doesn't know to let go of the bit. So I'm just going to be patient here. I'm just going to wiggle it around. And just be careful not to try to force it out of their mouths, or just yank it out of their mouths. And eventually they learn when the bridle comes off their ears and the noseband comes off their noses to let go of the bit. And there she gets her treat again. She's been so good today. This is just amazing. You have no idea. When I first got this horse, you couldn't even get a halter on her. She wouldn't let you pet her. You couldn't walk up to her and pet her on the neck. So I'm giving her a big hug, Salty. Yes. She knows I love her. Now, getting the saddle off sometimes can be trouble too. Just let that girth drag across her back like that so she doesn't get used to all the stuff banging and dragging around. We're going to be riding her pretty soon. This video is just about over. I think we're pretty much done, and it's just been great. I'm going to let the rest of this video have its original sound. This is what I was saying as I was working with her